Hey, I'm Rod. Thanks for watching. Well, I'm going to start my next project, but since my last project, I got a CNC router. Been wanting one of these for quite some time. And I've spent the past 2 weeks trying to learn the modeling program and getting it to the G code and getting the G code to the router to get the router to do what I wanted it to do. I did make a small little box with a horse 3D relief on the top of it. Gave it to my daughter. I haven't seen it since, so I'd show it to you. And I screwed that up several times before I got it right. So I'm sitting in my shop. I know I want to make a hollow body ukulele. Just can't figure out what shape because I want to do something different. Well, it just so happened that I was working on my urn. Yeah, I said urn. This is what I'm going to be put in when I die. And I looked at it and I'm thinking that would make a great shape for a ukulele. So this is the shape I'm going to make. The wood that I'm going to use is ash. I wanted to use Spanish cedar or mahogany, but it was really expensive to do something for the first time and screw it up. The ash wasn't that expensive. I got an 8-foot long stick, 2 inches thick, 7.5 inches wide for like $56. I've already glued the body together, and I could make like 3 or 4 of these bodies out of that one stick, so that's fairly cheap. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to try to make a coffin shaped ukulele out of this. Right now I'm going to go over to my laptop and I'm going to show you the model on my modeling program, and then we'll get started. Okay, here's a 3D model of the coffin that I'm going to mill out. Let me roll it around here. You can see it. You can see the edge right here where it's going to go all the way through. And then here's the body cavity, and then right over here is a little lip that I've got to mill in because I got to put a back on it, and that's where the back's going to go. So let me go over here. I'm going to go ahead and set up everything on the CNC, glue my wood down, get everything set up, and we'll mill it out. Okay, I've got everything ready. I've got the wood attached to my CNC table. I got the spindle set to 0, and I've got my model in the G-code sender. I'm going to go ahead and send it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I got the body cavity all routed out, and what took about a minute on this video took about 3 hours to do the whole thing. What I need to do now is I need to mill out the edge right here where that little lip is, so when I make the back cover it'll fit down in there. I've already got everything set. I got the G-code in the computer. I got my my spindle centered, and I changed the bit from a 1/4 inch end mill to an 1/8 inch end mill to make that little lip around it. So I'm going to go ahead and send it. See what happens on this one. Okay, well, I got the cavity milled out of the body. I've got the edge milled out for the cover I need to put on for the back. And the only thing that's left to do is just mill the whole thing out so I can pull it out and take a look and see what it looks like. So let's send it to it and see what happens. Okay, I got the body cut out. There's everything right there. The lip looks good. Everything looks really good. I think it might sound pretty good when I get done. Now what I have now is I have another piece of the ash, and I milled this down to an 1/8 of an inch thick. So what I need to do now is I need to mill out the back cover. I'm going to go ahead and set this up on the CNC, cut it out, then I can start building. Okay, I got everything set up just like I did the other ones. Everything's zeroed out. All I need to do is send a code and see what happens. Well, I got the back cut out, but I made a mistake. It's supposed to fit in this little groove that I cut out, but when I made the model for this, for the CNC, somehow I made it the exact same size as the body. So I got two options. Either I can try to cut this down, or I can make another blank, mill it down and cut another one. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to try to cut this down. If it looks good, I'll go with it. If not, then I'll go and I'll make another wood blank, mill it down and recut it. So let me figure this out and I'll be back. Okay, so I went the easy route and I cut it down with a bandsaw. It was like 0.145 inches too big all the way around. I didn't feel like wasting the wood and making another blank and milling it down, taking all that time. So this was a lot easier. It took me about 10 minutes and it fits right in the back now. There we go. Okay, I've already got a center line on the body. I need to attach the neck and I need to figure out where my bridge is going to go on the scale length, because I need to mark that out, because I'm going to laser cut across right here for the sound hole. So I want to set everything up and we'll get that all figured out. Okay, I've already got my center mark on the body, going down both sides. I've got the center mark on my neck. I'm going to take my neck and line it up with my center mark on the body. And I'm going to mark the nut in the back, or the bolt in the back. And that's where I need to drill my hole. So I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole in it now. Now I have a bolt plate, and it might be too wide for this. Oh no, it fits there perfectly. Okay, now I need to measure out the scale length. It's a 20-inch scale length. We're good to go. Now what I'm going to do is I've got to go get online and I've got to look up a picture for a cross, and I want to put the cross right here for the sound hole and burn it out with my laser engraver. Alright, I got everything set up in my laser engraver. I've got the shape of the cross that I want to put into the body, or cut into the body. That's this shape right here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit send, cut it out, and we'll see what it looks like. There we go. That looks pretty cool. Now it is slightly off center. It's really hard to get that straight. I mean, you really can't tell it. It's kind of kicked this way a little bit. I mean, probably maybe a 1/16, but that looks pretty good. Now what I have to do is I want to take the headstock and I want to engrave RIP right here across the top. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to set it into my laser engraver, because it's not going to fit in there. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. Let me figure that out and I'll engrave that. Okay, so I figured out a way to get the neck under the laser engraver. I've got my RIP in the program. I'm going to go ahead and send it over. I've got it centered up the best that I can. It's really hard to do, so hopefully I'll get it centered or really, really close to it. So let me change the camera angle. We'll hit send and burn it. All right, there it is. That looks pretty good. I'm going to put it on the body. We'll come back, take a look, see what it looks like all together. All right, there it is with the neck on it. I think that looks pretty good. I think it's going to look good when I get done with it. I still have some sanding to do on it. I'm going to do all that off camera, and then I'm going to come back on the next one and we'll put the finish on it, and hopefully we'll get to put it together. So I appreciate you watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.